Primordial soup. They all say life came from the sea, starting as lowly microbes. Over a few million years, the microbes crawled on the land as amphibious tetrapods. Organic life so desperate to survive, so willful in its need to strengthen its endurance that it changed atmospheres to follow a soundless directive from deep within. Life came out of the sea to mindlessly consume, procreate, and spread across the sterile auger of Earth like a fungal infection. In other words, life came out of the sea to find more reasons to eat, shit, and fuck. A billion years later, it's astonishing that most of us have not evolved much past that stage. But here we are. Just as they say life came from the sea, they also say that all life eventually returns to the sea. And that's why I came to this rocky shoreline during the storm. I chose this remote cove because the rock formations block any possible view from the road. And the legendary riptides can suck a body out to the open sea in an instant. My will to live is gone. I am a broken tetrapod. I'm the one who got trapped in a shallow tidal pool where I struggled to find something to eat, floating in my ship with nothing around me to fuck. I'm here at the sea's edge to make my last contribution to this vast organic broth, to reduce myself to salt and minerals. I'm going to cut my losses at the end of this 40 years of pathetic, useless existence. I inched toward the jetty's edge, hoping to slip rocks would decide my fate for me. Salt water churns and foams aggressively a few feet below the rock where I stand. Even though I am here to drown, I involuntarily fill my lungs with air. It's an instinct only in vertebrae that finally decides to kick in. But you know what? It's a little too late. A little too much. A little too little. A little too late. And that's when I hear the moans. At first, I think they emanate from me. I feel them in my chest. I feel the vibration of the moan behind my breastbone. But my body knows this murmur is foreign to me, an alien intrusion like a splinter. And I'm suddenly aware that it's not the only intruder out here with me. There's a strange scent in the air. And with my next breath, I feel particulates funnel in my mouth. The imperceptible oily droplets rest on my tongue and evaporate like cotton candy. The residue is tangy and tart. The vibration, a frequency buzzing in my mouth, travels to my gut. And then, seconds later, it travels to my balls. A frustrating euphoria, reminiscent of scratching a poison ivy rash, spreads through me. My cough immediately becomes rock hard, painfully hard. The sudden primal ache makes me whimper. Before I know it, some ancient impulse, older than mammals, takes control of my legs and pulls me away from the sea in search of the source at that moment. I am aware of everything, and I succumb to blind obedience. Sea spray and rain make the rocks treacherous, but my body trundles forward, my rigid cock leading the charge like a divining rod. It forges a straight line towards an imposing series of boulders. When I claw my way to the other side of the stone wall, I discover a crystal clear tidal pool lined with colorful dreamlike anemones. My first glimpse of the creature is as a watery reflection on that tidal pool. Seeing it first as a translucent mirror image might be the only reason I haven't gone mad yet. I look up from the pool and stare directly at the being. What I'm looking at does not exist, even though I immediately recognize it. The abnormally pale skin and its thin upper body contrasts with its thick, powerful tail, all iridescent blue-green mixed with a hint of pink, like a rainbow trout. Its face is feminine, except very powerfully backs up the jaw and a sinewy neck. The creature's penetrating blue eyes burn through a curtain of wet blonde hair to lock on me, and those eyes are full of pain. The beast is at the edge of the tidal pool, raised on its tail like a cobra, but this is not an attack posture. I realize that this mystical life form is squatting over the water. It stares in my eyes as it reaches down with both hands where the skin ends and the scales begin, and pulls its vaginal lips wide open. Those lips are plump and ivory white. It is impossibly pink inside. As I stare, I swear the color deepens with every pant and moan from this beast. It is so beautiful that a short cry pushes through my throat. I clasp my hand over my mouth. The lust is unfathomable. It is unfathomable lust that galvanizes inside of me. I can see organic spheres trapped within the fleshy walls of its vagina, each orb filled with living life. I am horrified to realize I am drooling at the sight of the swollen, dilated hole, the spheres that are floating inside the orifice, and the pain. I'm elated by the pain in this future space. I don't know why. The intensity of the struggle, the intimate forms of pain, and the weight of being's body shivers from agony make me hotter. The beast of despair brings me close to coming. Suddenly, I'm aware of every primal instinct of every animal that resides in my evolutionary chain. Something spins a mortal spinner inside of me, and the visages of animals that came before me whirl on by. It stops, and I flash from Mother God, licking its newborn puppy's anus and genitals, and stimulating the void waste. I wade across the tidal pool, and I kneel. I stare into the orifice, and I see what looks like salmon-colored glow oozing between membranous spheres, lodged inside like a ton of lubricant. This discharge drips into the pool before it. I lean in, and I drink my normal soup. I feel the texture of the tiny warm beads coating my throat. My eyes water, and I belch with revulsion. I cannot, I will not stop. The tangy, tart, grainy flavor is infinitely more intense here, at the source. When I feel the elixir's buzz change me at a cellular level. Who got the questions? I imagine my mouth is transmuted into a primitive muzzle, a primate's muzzle, with a lizard-forked tongue. I probe lovingly between the organs full of wriggling life and fleshy natural walls. The creature moans again. The keening sound comes from below my jawline. The beast's open asshole vibrates its new frequency like a pig mouth, and it commands me to kiss it. The color inside its asshole makes me want to lick it. Find out what flavor that shade is. I feel something squelch directly above my head, and something drips onto my hair. A fully erect penis protracts from its genital slit, glistening with genetic broth. As I take it in my mouth, I am forever changed. My old life, a failed hominid experiment, snaps away like a dead tree branch. This marrow shudders and spasms, and I really can't splash safely into the tidal pool beneath it. As the creature's fluids coat my chest, I feel something I've never felt before. Bliss. When the first orgasm hits, I'm the happiest I've ever been. My eyes close. The movie in my head shows every desire and every dream I could have coming true. Anyone I ever wanted to fuck is fucked, and they used to infantile hurdles of pleasure. They all beg me to file themselves for more tastes of me. I am the fuck God I was always intended to be. I am reformed from the second orgasm lands, even though I realize I can't feel my legs anymore. I open my eyes to see thin, hollow tubules slither out of the beautiful beast's breasts and nipples, eager to bite into my flesh. More tubules snake out from within the locks of the blonde hair, sniffing for body heat. I look down and I see that a thicker tubule, yawning out of the narrow cockhead, has already pierced the flesh of my groin like the soft meringue. I see the nematocysts injecting whatever poison paralytic agent they produce into my body. I feel the anemone tentacles from the hair latch on my scalp, my neck, over my quad artery, and with each piercing, each injection, I come. My orgasms come in wave after wave, and I barely care that I'm sliding under the surface of the tidal pool, become food for passions that stir under the surface. As I slowly slide below the saltwater plain, the tentacles emanating from the creature's nipples reach my eyes. They latch on, and I feel them pulling my retinas free from the mooring like loosely threaded vest buttons. My eyes are up here, I think to myself, and I laugh at how the last thing I will ever see, something that should have made me scream in primal terror, makes me instead blow my load one more time. I feel the water slowly rise above my shoulders. I am the thing to fuck, I am the thing to eat, I am the thing to shit. My face emerges without a sound. One last orgasm pushed the air out of me while I lie at the bottom of the pool. Soon I will be gone, just a leaf fall for the newborn sea turtle to burrow into. Water enters my hull from my anesthetized throat. This will be quick. But I am not gone. Oh my God, I can still breathe. Thank you.